Planning your summer road trip? What if I told you there's one highway that runs from the Canadian border all the way to Mexico, cutting straight through the heart of the West's most iconic national park? Welcome back to Highway 89. This time we're tackling Wyoming and Idaho. From a whirlwind day in Yellowstone to a scenic hike around Jenny Lake in the Grand Tetons. Then it's back on the road, cruising south before enjoying fish and chips at a water ski themed diner on the shores of Bear Lake. This is Wyoming, wild, majestic, and forever west. Let's hit the road. This morning, we'll reluctantly be leaving the beautiful state of Montana. Last episode, we drove on the lower half, and it's been wonderfully eye-opening. From the shortest river to dinosaur eggs, we've been constantly reminded of how much there is to experience in the Big Sky country. But Yellowstone is calling us. It's day 7 of our RV road trip. We're heading to Wyoming, only our second state. We have reservations at Fishing Bridge RV Park, but we only have one night, so we want to make the most of our short stay in this magnificent place. It's so big and spread out. It's the second largest national park in the lower 48. How much of Yellowstone can we see in 24 hours? Let's find out together. But shortly after we got started, I saw the Jeep in my rear view mirrors. I never see the Jeep in my mirrors. Something must be wrong.
It's time to pull over.
This might turn into a long day.
Yeah, it did walk out. Okay. So looking at the Jeep, looks like it's wandering funny, like one of the sides didn't lock out. It's time to pull over here and check it out, right? Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't have on the little 2-lane roads. There's no turnoffs. There's absolutely no turnoffs. So luckily there's a rest area here.
Right here next to the Yellowstone River.
Looks like we've lost a pin or something. That's what I've been hearing. We're hearing a little dankle, dankle, dankle. So we're gonna have to detach.
Luckily, I couldn't see anything bent or broken. It looks like I simply forgot to put the clip on the left-hand tow bar mount and the pin fell out, although I've never missed that on our checklist before.
So I'm back in the Jeep. I'm heading back to Livingston. There's a Murdoch's there in town. There's a good chance they have something that we can use. If not, maybe they can refer to someone in town, hopefully. I don't want to have to go to Bozeman, but there you go. A short drive day is turning into a little longer drive day. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Well, Murdoch's have one 7/8 pin that will probably work. But it's Saturday. I've called 2 other RV stores here in, well, not here in Livingston, in Bozeman. And both of their departments, their parts departments, are closed. So this is either going to work or we're ordering something and having it sent to a lockbox somewhere in Jackson, and we'll just have to drive independently until we get there. I think that's the solution right now. When we stop up here at the entry gate, I'll take a look and just see if this is still, you know, rotated or has done anything.
It was moving slightly. Your new pin thing.
Yeah.
You can see it was moving slightly, but slightly. People having fun in the river.
The new temporary pin fit nicely, and the tow bar seemed to be in excellent working order. So we continued on our journey south towards Gardner, the gateway town to Yellowstone's north entrance.
Sure does move low.
It looks low. I mean, it's flowing, but it could be so much higher.
This little southern Montana town was officially founded in 1880, but has served as a northern main entrance since Yellowstone was established. In 1903, the Northern Pacific Railway completed an extension of their Park Branch line from Livingston. This service was discontinued in 1948 when automobiles overcame the railroads as the primary way tourists came to this national park. In 2022, an atmospheric river caused a 1,000-year flood in Yellowstone. Damage was primarily economic to Gardner. The Yellowstone River crested at 14 3/4 feet, almost 3 1/4 feet higher than the previous record. Although Gardner survived the storm, the road into Yellowstone did not. We'll see the changes to Highway 89 once we enter the park. Thank goodness it all looked great. We'll just keep a close eye on it as we go. Now is finally time to enter Yellowstone. The Roosevelt Arch was built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in 1903. It was dedicated by President Theodore Roosevelt, who happened to be on vacation in the area. He laid the center cornerstone himself, but after the dedication, Roosevelt never returned to Yellowstone.
Okay, she said this new road is twisty and 10% grades. She said take it easy on this new road. We'll take it slow. It's that kind of day. Oh, state border's coming up.
The new entrance road was a widened and paved former dirt road. It's being used temporarily now until the main road down by the Yellowstone River can be repaired. A lot of it was washed away in the 2022 floods. We entered the Mammoth Hot Springs area to a lot of new pavement. We were here briefly a couple years ago, but haven't spent much time in this part of the park. And just like that, we missed our turn.
Do I need to go that road?
I don't know. I need the map.
I think that was it.
Didn't give you a lot of notice. Hang on, Mammoth Hot Springs. Usually they give you a half a mile warning.
Quickly, we found a way to turn around. We can't back up with this rig when towing our Jeep, so we have to be very careful not to get stuck with these type of U-turns. Otherwise, we'd have to stop and detach.
See the black truck, pickup truck.
No, I don't want that one.
Oh, you want where the red car is? And the northeast entrance direction. Okay. Where did that line was made?
Way out in the middle of the freaking turning. All right, back on track.
Okay, this is somewhere we've never been.
That major intersection back there was ridiculously small and outdated. As a comparison, the entrance to the visitor center was huge. I hope that intersection is on the construction list for updating. This road turned out to be narrow, twisty, and bumpy. Not my favorite. Although Garmin pointed us this way, next time I'll stay on the road through the Mammoth Hot Springs area.
This is the road right here.
Yeah, so we need to turn right.
After our mistake at the Hot Springs intersection, we once again about get lost.
Oh, this is a gas station.
Then a little sign at the tower intersection told us of another U-turn coming up.
Road closed 2.5 miles ahead.
What? What?
That sign was correct. About 2.5 miles ahead, the road was indeed closed. With all the construction in the area, we couldn't find a place large enough for us to turn around. Heck, we couldn't even find a pullover spot to think about it. We carried on to see what the heck was going on ahead. Then, we came to a stop. We found out later that an RV caught fire just up the road. Their propane tank exploded, so the park rangers and the fire department had to temporarily shut down the section of road to manage the emergency. No one was hurt, but the fire-damaged RV apparently was difficult to tow away. Another U-turn, and we headed back to our first U-turn to head south through the Mammoth Hot Springs Terrace area. Maybe we'll finally get to our evening's parking spot at Fishing Bridge RV Park. Mammoth Hot Springs seems to be virtually dried up these days. Images from 100 years ago shows like there's a lot more hot springs flowing. Maybe the thermal event below the Mammoth area has quieted down.
We might be pulled through.
Might as well detach. I'll detach when you go in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a Christmas tree.
This campground, Fishing Bridge RV Park, has over 325 sites, all with hookups ranging from only power to full hookups. It represents the new style of camping in national parks, big rig RV friendly. compared to our spot in Two Medicine, is quite possibly the complete opposite extreme. With flat concrete pads, few trees, no bushes, and a little room between each site, it's virtually characterless. This certainly works for larger RVs, but you know, it isn't my favorite. But at least no pinstripes on our rig today. We had planned for tonight to be date night at Old Faithful, and by gosh, we're still going to do it even after our long day getting here. We got the RV settled into our site, had a quick dinner, and headed out. On our way to the Old Faithful area, we passed the Continental Divide. At an elevation of 8,262 feet, it's the highest point on the entire Highway 89 route. Because we were running a little late, we didn't stop, but here's a photo from a previous trip.
So we're approaching Old Faithful. 7 o'clock in the evening. We parked at 6 o'clock. It's been a long day. Had a few issues on the way up. We had a few road closures on the way into the park. Luckily, everything is fine. We're in good shape. The Jeep's in good shape. Motorhome hasn't burnt down. Just been a long day, and we're trying to finish off strong here. So we're heading to Old Faithful. Hopefully, get an ice cream. We did this a couple years ago, and there wasn't very many people around. It was quiet. We had planned this when we made these reservations to do this in the evening, but it took us about 4.5 hours longer to get here. So I think it's going to happen. We'll see. Because that's what you do
here.
Yep.
Is you go see Old Faithful.
Yep.
That's kind of a must. It's a must do.
Yep.
I think.
There's only one thing you're doing in this park, driving through. You got to see Old Faithful.
Yellowstone date night. Come watch Old Faithful in the evening and then get some ice cream and sit out on the second story porch. I think that does it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I can't believe there's hardly anybody here up on this porch. I've been here and it's been wall to wall people out on this balcony.
Yeah, probably at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's getting pretty late now, but it's late in the season, and I think that really helps. And coming here in the evening really helps too.
Evening is good.
Evening's good.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yep. Yeah, it's getting dark.
Does that mean we have to go?
Yeah.
Okay. It is empty. Empty. Empty parking lot at Old Faithful.
What is it, 8:30?
Yeah, at like 8:30. We're closing the place down. Wow.
last night we had a fun evening hanging out in the Old Faithful area. After a restful sleep, we got up early to see some waterfalls. Overcast and cold, we only had a few hours before we had to return to our RV and move it out of our sight.
Waking up.
There, I see the trail over there. The trail that puts you on top of the lower falls. It's right there.
And just like that, our stay in Yellowstone was over. You really need a week here to fully explore this huge national park. It's so spread out, and there's so much to see. We just got a taste in our less than 24 hours here. But onward south, Highway 89 will take us to one of our favorite places on Earth, the Tetons.
Okay, we're going.
We're heading to Grovon.
Grovon
Tetons.
Tetons. What about you, dog?
99 miles. Let's go.
But maybe we can find one more place to explore before we depart Yellowstone.
The parking lot's got geothermal features. It's okay. Come on out. Come on out. Ooh, is there one right there between the bus and the white one?
Maybe.
Or is that bus gonna go for it?
Oh, the bus must have just let out.
Yep. Oh, there's a dip in this grate.
Yep.
Okay. Buses and RVs only.
Well, I'm an RV.
I think it looks good. And there's 3 more spots.
Nice. Well, we got a spot.
We are in the West Thumb Geyser Basin, and I thought, can you just pull through just on the off chance that there's an RV parking spot? And there happens to be 4. So I'm just kind of thrilled. This is gravy for me because we've done all we can do in the last 24 hours, but now I'm ready to go walk the geyser basin and check things out.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Yeah, maybe lunch.
And have some lunch. Why not?
Yeah, there
This
you go.
is good.
It's good.
This is good.
Way back in 1802, John Coulter explored the Yellowstone and Teton region. He's believed to be the first white man to see the boiling mud pots and steaming geysers. Because of his fantastical reports, many referred to the area as Coulter's Hell. These bubbling geysers are a good example of why it was called that. "69 years later, when Ferdinand Hayden conducted a geological survey, it was suggested that this area should be set aside as a national park. He reported that the land was unsuitable for farming because of its high elevation, and mining was impossible because of volcanic activity in the area. Because of his reports, Congress decided to withdraw the region from public auction. On March 1st, 1872, President Grant signed a law creating Yellowstone National Park. It was the first of its kind anywhere in the world.
The stuff that goes on here at this park just fascinates me.
The steaming pools of colorful water are otherworldly. It's so strange to see what comes out of the earth around here.
Hi, puppy.
We had a quick lunch and headed south. Construction was everywhere, which was good to see. This area is still rebuilding after the destruction caused by the 2022 floods.
Culvert, new stone walls.
Bridge. They're gonna double the bridge?
Look at that one.
Oh. Oh.
A bunch of range or something.
Yeah, maybe a pullover over there so you could see that waterfall. Usually the line is like 50 cars deep at this time of day. There's a few. Wow.
Soon we entered the Grand Teton National Park, our third national park on this RV road trip, and one of our favorites.
Set out on the open road, same old place you always used to go when you were younger. We're speeding through a 50 song like your dad before you didn't even know.
Tall, pointy mountains, gorgeous lakes, and a large, flat valley to admire it all in for miles and miles.
Sitting in his rocking chair, soon
We can't wipe the smiles off our faces for how happy we are just being here.
although it's easy to remember, it's as easy to forget that it leaves you feeling down and filled with some regrets. All this trick of the memory, we'll call them good old days. Although sweet in the moment, it's poison for you. Listening to the same old tune as you heard before, you even knew the language.
We booked 3 nights in Grovant Campground. That's French for big belly. It originated from early French traders who misinterpreted a sign language gesture by the local Native American tribe. They called themselves white clay people. Anyway, Grovant has over 300 sites and rarely fills up, probably because it's mostly dry camping. There are about 30 sites with electricity, but we're well set up for dry camping, so we have no problem saving a few bucks while doing it. It was a smooth trip today, and we got to our site early enough to cook a little dinner on the Weber. We decided to relax this evening and discuss our options for the next few days. Little did we know in the morning we were going to get some mountain snow. In August. We're parked in the Grovant Campground inside the Grand Tetons National Park. It's the morning of our 9th day on Highway 89. We awoke to a cold rain. The season's first snow is falling on the Teton peaks. It's time for some hot coffee and a little breakfast while we wait for enough daylight to see what the new snow has done with the mountains. I think it's going to be a glorious day for sightseeing. After last evening's planning, we decided it was going to be a Jeep day. So we headed towards Jackson to tank up on gas. You never want to start a drive day with less than half a tank, especially if you're going to do some off-road excursions, which we were. We returned to the park on Moose Wilson Road. The Moose entrance station is a quiet way to enter the national park.
Morning. Any maps for you today?
Please.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then we came upon a bear jam. The morning rain didn't seem to chase the wildlife away. A little bear cub was playing in a tree. I barely caught it on camera. Our first destination was River Road, a dirt road well marked on our Nat Geo National Park map. It also said 4x4 required. After the wet evening, we weren't sure what to expect. We packed our air-up tote and our recovery ropes just in case we needed them. We also wanted to go somewhere to wait out the clouds hanging on the mountaintops, hiding the fresh snow. The river road seemed like a great first thing to do. Oh boy, was it ever! As it turned out, it was a perfect spot to explore. Until it wasn't. The river road ended at the Bar BC Dude Ranch, which was established in 1912. It was originally built as a tourist-oriented dude ranch from the ground up. Bert, the bee in Bar BC, was a published writer along with the rest of his family. Consequently, the Dude Ranch tended to attract writers. It was acquired by the National Park Service in 1988 after all the family members had passed away. With the river road closed, we returned to Teton Park Road and drove to Jackson Lake Dam to reassess our morning's activities. The clouds surrounding the mountains seemed to stick to them like glue. We rarely saw the peaks. Maybe it's time to climb to the top of Signal Mountain on Signal Mountain Summit Road. If you've never been up here, it's a spectacular way to see the national park and the valley of Jackson Hole. Once back on the valley floor, we took a quick drive up to the Coulter Bay campground to take a look. Most sites were narrow pullouts that fit cars and vans, but were too narrow for full-size RVs with slide-outs. This Class A we passed had to keep his driver's side slides in for others to pass safely. Make sure you do your homework when reserving a campsite here. It was time to leisurely make our way south back to camp. We turned on to Jenny Lake Loop Road, a one-way paved road on the east side of Jenny Lake. The sun started peeking out between the clouds, so we stopped to take a look at String Lake. This thin, narrow lake drains water from Lay Lake into Jenny Lake. We'll see more of this area tomorrow when we hike around it. We continued south, taking a shortcut to the Grovant campground that went by Mormon Row. My plan was to film that area early on the morning of our departure, so it was good to get a little scouting done. Grovant Campground has much nicer sites than Coulter Bay. Most are back in, paved, and long enough for big rigs. The sites are spread out, with bushes and trees sprinkled between them for a little privacy. We spent the rest of the day preparing for our hiking adventure tomorrow. The snow on the Teton Peaks has mostly melted off, but nonetheless, it will be a spectacular day. We had a carb-rich dinner, relaxed, and turned in early just to be ready for tomorrow morning. It's day 10 on our Highway 89 RV road trip. We're up early to begin our hike around Jenny Lake on the Loop Trail. It's a relatively easy 7-mile-long scenic hiking trail with about 450 feet of elevation change.
Can almost see reflection in the water.
Almost. Water's pretty clear.
Very clear.
Here's a good tip. During the busy summer season, long lines form at the South Shuttle boat dock. If your plan was to do the shuttle one way, do the hike first and take the shuttle back. There's usually no lines at the North Shuttle dock, and you pay your one-way ride fee once you return to the South dock. We like hiking this direction because the mountains are in front of you, and that's what we're here for, isn't it? We made it up to Inspiration Point and took a short break. As if you need any more motivation to be here, this lookout was simply breathtaking. Natalie was saturated with scenery, so she decided to head back to camp on the shuttle boat. I wasn't saturated yet, so I continued on the loop trail, certain there was more awesomeness to see. And oh boy, I wasn't disappointed.
Like your bells.
Thank you.
I wanted to stand on that big rock out there, but I wasn't crossing here at this log jam. I needed to hike upriver to find the bridge to the other side.
Fresh snow over there.
Hello.
entire world until I stood alone in a storm. You took the sunshine, the flames are gone now, and I watched you walk straight out of that door. Promises.
The hike on the east side of Jenny Lake may have been the most rewarding. Those Grand Tetons with the lingering fresh snow, the deep blue water, and the sea for miles sky. It was just out of this world beautiful.
Oh, heartache, you left me behind. That's not a man, only a coward gone. Now you're chasing the wind, no longer my man. You're just a coward.
Natalie picked me up at the Jenny Lake Visitor Center and headed back to camp. It was time for me to kick off my boots and relax after the great day of hiking in this fantastic national park.
Is a ghost town, dressed in moonlight. I whisper your name, can't get into sleep. Smoking cigarette after cigarette, I watch 'em burn until I forget we're through. Baby, tell me what to do.
I was ready for some nourishment after my all-day hike. So we made some smash burgers for our last dinner in the Tetons, and boy, did they hit the spot. And yes, you can cook tots on the griddle. Actually, French fries cook better, but we didn't have any, so tots it was.
Oh, heartache, you left me behind. That's not a man, only a coward gone. Now you're chasing the wind, no longer my man. You're just a
It's pre-dawn in the Grand Tetons. My early morning alarm got me up for sunrise upon them. Just another glorious view I will never forget. Moulton's Barn is an iconic picture spot. But clouds over by the sunrise are not helping. I'll take what I can get. It's sad to be leaving. These last few days here have been extremely gratifying, full of adventure. The Tetons have been in our view the entire time. We can't take our eyes off these majestic peaks. But it's time to move on. Highway 89 is calling. There's more awesomeness coming, and we're super excited to see it all. We dump our tanks and fill up with fresh water. We still have a few days of dry camping before we get full hookups again. It's a short drive to the town of Jackson, so we don't hook up the Jeep yet, as parking can sometimes be tough. I want as much maneuverability as I can get. Leaving your tote unhooked is a good tip, especially when entering a larger town to visit for just a few hours.
Well, see you later, Grand Tetons. It was good. It was better than good. It was great. Not sure when we'll be back, but love the place.
Our goal was a public parking lot that had lanes big enough for RVs. When we got there, I was surprised at how open it was. We weren't very early, but we found plenty of spots to park for the rest of our morning visit. Now it's time to explore Jackson.
Ready? Need to be further back to get the whole thing. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. One more just for fun. 1, 2, 3.
Walk through the park.
Dogs not permitted in the park.
It's often mistakenly called Jackson Hole. That's the name of the valley the town resides in, not the name of the town itself. In 2009, the town of Jackson was designated as a Preserve America community. This designation recognizes that as a community, the town protects and celebrates its heritage and encourages visitors to experience and appreciate local historic resources. So it's not a tourist trap. It's noted for its town square with elk antler arches at each corner. Jackson was incorporated in 1914, and some of its early buildings can be found throughout the center of town.
Look at the
Oh yeah. And it says Jackson Hole right there.
uh-huh.
And it's only 40?
Oh, they're all smalls.
Of course they are.
Of course they are. I wonder what they were.
Here's an XL. This front one's an XL.
Really?
I'll get that one.
$39.99.
Yeah.
I would love to see you in this shirt.
An antler Christmas tree.
Love it. And it is adorned with buckshot lights. Of course.
Nice.
As we strolled around the town square, we saw some really cool artwork. And really expensive, too. I was getting hangry, so we found a pizza parlor and ordered a mountain pie. It was good, very tasty. With that done, we hooked up the Jeep and continued south on Highway 89.
Scenic Highway.
It's Alpine Junction.
It's Alpine Junction. Idaho Falls. I think this is where we came 3 years ago.
When we planned our 89 adventure over 6 months ago, we picked this campground because we thought it would be a good short distance to drive to after a busy couple days in the Jackson Hole Valley. more than anything, we needed this small and quiet spot to help us refocus. Much like Glacier did, Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons dominated our minds. We fully enjoyed our visit there, but we needed to reset, and this green, lush campground was perfect to help remind us of what is coming up.
I know. Run. Can't even keep up. Is this good stuff? Huh? Is this good stuff?
Ah, day 12, here we come. We packed up and headed out of this little 16-site campground. It worked for us. Feeling re-energized, we were anxious to get to our next destination, Bear Lake, and see what Highway 89 had in store for us on today's drive. First, we hook up our Jeep at the gas station at Alpine. We needed diesel, but not here. Just a few miles south is the town of Thane, and a Maverick station is part of our Open Roads Fuel Card program. We'll tank up there for the next phase of our RV road trip.
Good morning. It's time to head on down Highway 89. We're heading south, and we're rolling.
But first, a quick pass through the small town of Alpine. Alpine rests against the mountainsides at the convergence of three rivers, the Grays, the Salt, and the Snake River. All three merge and flow into the Palisades Reservoir. Because of its close proximity to Jackson, a mere 36 miles, many who work in Jackson make their homes in Alpine. With an annual average of over 500 inches of snow, many popular winter activities are readily available here. Because the town is located at the junction of US Route 89 and US Route 26, it's sometimes referred to as Alpine Junction. We tank up on diesel and DEF, so now we can make it all the way to Interstate 70. That's where Highway 89 merges westbound for a few miles before heading south once again. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. We have much to do and see before we get to that point in our journey.
All right, thank you, Maverick.
Quickly, we found our first stop. The Salt River Pass, or Lander Cutoff, measuring at 7,630 feet, is the fourth highest pass on the entire Highway 89 route. The Lander Cutoff was the first federally funded road project west of the Mississippi. Over 13,000 immigrants traveled the 250-mile-long cutoff in its first year. The use of the trail declined rapidly when the Transcontinental Railroad was constructed across southern Wyoming. The last reported covered wagon seen on the road was in 1912. The small town of Afton welcomes visitors into downtown by the world's largest elk antler arch. It's a cool attraction that you need to stop to appreciate. There's plenty of parking in town. The arch is made of over 3,000 antlers and easily spans all 4 lanes of Main Street, which is Highway 89.
Crossing into Idaho.
Oh, bye, Wyoming.
It's our 3rd state so far on the 89 South Tour.
I liked Wyoming, but here we are in Idaho.
Idaho.
Welcome to our 3rd state of the road trip, Idaho. We're not in the state for many miles, but it does split our day's destination, Bear Lake, in half with the state of Utah.
So that's going to be your highest point in Idaho, 69.23.
Then we take a quick stop in Montpelier and visit the National Oregon and California Trail Center.
What do we got?
This shows points on the Scenic Byway.
Oh, I bet you they got a map inside of the same thing.
Probably. But I like this number 8. The
Portal.
Oregon California Trail Portal at Big Hill. This is the Big Hill.
Gotcha.
Immigrants on the trail encountered Big Hill, thought to be the steepest and longest descent found on the trip west. Wheel ruts are still visible today from the locking of wagon wheels. I mean, that's interesting.
Yeah.
How can this be?
Where is it on the map? Oh, up there. Way up there.
Yeah, like near where we already came down.
Huh.
There was a cool timeline on the walls telling the history of the Oregon and California Trail. Downstairs was some old Union Pacific Railroad memorabilia, and while upstairs they had a quilt show. It was an interesting museum, just big enough to stretch our legs. Back on the road, we cross into the state of Utah and approach the Bear Lake area. We're camping on the south end of the large reservoir. The town of Garden City looks like a lot of fun. Maybe we'll get some ice cream later.
Wow, that place is doing a business.
So there is somebody here.
There's the burger barn. Pulled pork, burgers. And upstairs tables. How cute is that? Okay.
House Pizza. Restaurant.
We pass many lakeside picnic areas that are virtually empty. It's the Thursday before Labor Day. Where is everybody? Our campsite is right next to the lake. What fun! We're going to have a great couple days camping here. We have full hookups, so we could do some chores while we're parked. As the weekend gets closer, the campground and the picnic areas all completely fill up. It's unofficially the last day of summer, and we all enjoyed it.
Ooh, doggy. Okay. Okay.
We're on the Bear Lake. Nice. Good job.
This will work for a couple days.
Heck yeah. I don't even know why we need to go anywhere.
You can walk down there and get a milkshake.
Hi. Huckleberry. No.
Raspberry.
Raspberry.
Raspberry's the thing here. It's getting late in the afternoon, and I have a hankering for a milkshake. And they say this town is supposed to have some good milkshakes. So we're gonna go check out this little town. It's called Garden City, right here on Bear Lake, and we'll go find something. I am loving the decor here. This is what I want for a lakeside decor at a takeout joint.
Yeah. Okay, we got some fish and chips, some milkshakes, some tartar sauce, some fry sauce, some ketchup, little malt vinegar.
Looks really good.
Yeah, it's thick.
Oh yeah, it's a very thick shake.
$500 subscribers.
Cheers, 500 subscribers. We're liking it. Thanks, everybody. Cheers to that. I'm not that much of a fish and chips person. I'm saying this is really good. I'm really surprised. It's good. The fries are good. The fish is good. The shake's good.
It's all good.
This is good. $89.
There you go.
89! 89! 89! We're doing 89!
Doggy walk. More shakes.
Thousands of miles away. Every heartbeat, every breath is filled with thoughts of you. I am so lost without you, and I don't know what to do. Sleepless nights, filled with all the things I didn't say. That will make it okay. Turn
The
back
boat's got no
time.
motor.
Never let you slip away. Every heartbeat, every breath is filled with thoughts of you. I am so lost without you, and I don't know what to do.
We had such a great time here in Garden City on Bear Lake. Absolutely look into staying here if you're ever in the area. We fully approve.
Aw, look at her. Look at that doggy. She says, I was hot. I needed to get into water.
Next time we head south into the chaos of downtown Salt Lake City. Highway 89 goes straight through the center of it all. It'll put our navigation skills and our patience to the test. It'll prove to be the most challenging part of our journey to date on Highway 89.